Hey everyone, it's Pixelade here, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. So The Sims 4 Adventure Awaits is finally out, the latest expansion that promised exploration, lots of nature, and also group getaways for Sims to unwind and reconnect. But only a few days after release, the conversation online has shifted from excitement to frustration. Many players are discovering that many of the pack's key features just aren't working the way they should. The issues that we're going to be covering today are already marked as under investigation by the team, which does confirm that these are genuine bugs within the game and not isolated mod conflicts or potential user setup problems. Now, beyond that, the volume of reports we've seen since launch paints a much bigger picture of where The Sims 4 stands right now in terms of quality control and post-release support. We are back in the same exact place that we usually always are every time a new expansion pack drops. Tons of issues. Thankfully, the team is looking into these issues, which is reassuring to see, but it further adds to the doubt surrounding the state of The Sims 4. And it doesn't help that we're adding even more bugs on top of things that are still being investigated and haven't been fixed. We recently saw an update on the save corruption issue, and they are continuing to look into that, which is great to hear, but as mentioned, hasn't been fixed yet. So in this video, I want to take a step back and look at what players are currently experiencing across every part of Adventure Awaits. So we're going to be covering build buy mode, create a sim, and gameplay stuff, and how it's affecting the pack overall. Now, one of the earliest bugs players discovered involves the new bathroom objects. The cabin shower and woodland lodge bath don't function on off-the-grid lots. Players note that the sink does work, and the original reporter says they disabled mods and custom content and tested it in a new save. Definitely a frustrating find for off-the-grid players who expected those items to work like the sink. Another highly discussed thread focuses on the modular curtains. Many builders noticed that the curtains included in Adventure Awaits are missing their curtain rod piece entirely. In previous packs like For Rent and Desert Lux, modular curtains had mounting rods called the hardly suspicious curtain rod or decidedly neutral curtain mount, and builders say that the rod piece itself is missing here, and several comments ask for the same kind of mounting rod found in those earlier packs. There's also the Forest Ranger tower rendering issue. Players report that when zooming to a medium distance, the tower disappears, leaving some weird attached objects floating until the camera is moved further back. The original post says it seems related to LOD, which is the level of detail setting that controls how models appear at different distances. While it doesn't affect gameplay directly, players say it is noticeable when exploring or taking screenshots of the world. Now, custom venues and schedules are where many of the more complex bugs are showing up. A major issue involves custom venues not saving their role or schedules. There are reports from PC, Xbox, and PlayStation players describing resets and freezes. One player says that using a preset schedule and then editing it allowed their changes to save, but there were others that reported everything they set up disappears once they leave build or buy mode. Some even mentioned the game sending them back to the home screen with a message saying the lot type is incomplete. And there were even a few that described the additional problems when editing outfits or role filters. The scheduler interface turns white and locks up until the game is restarted. There was even a note from one user that using a keyboard on Xbox hides the confirmation button, forcing them to switch back to a controller to continue. Now, another bug affects barista roles. Many players report that baristas either don't spawn at all, or when they do, they never actually tend the counter. In some cases, visitors interfere with their tasks. Even when the correct activities are assigned, the barista simply chats with customers or wanders off instead of working. There's also an issue with painting activities on custom venues. Players say painting doesn't run during its scheduled time, while other activities like woodworking or flower arranging do run normally. And one of the most reported problems concerns lectures and group sessions. Players say they can assign Sims to attend lectures, but not to hold them, so nothing really begins. Missing options like watch debate or watch speech make those interactions unavailable altogether. And some report that exercise or yoga classes don't start and say similar watch options are missing from those as well. But altogether, venue scheduling appears to be the biggest problem area right now, with overlapping reports about saving, role assignment, and activity autonomy. Now, moving over to Create a Sim, a couple of smaller but very noticeable issues are under investigation right now. First is the flutter skirt for child Sims. Players are reporting that whenever a Sim wears it, a wrinkled texture appears on their legs across all swatches and on multiple platforms. Some do think it's a texture mapping problem since the wrinkles don't match any clothing seam. This bug is purely visual, but still noticeable enough that most players are avoiding the skirt for now. And the other cast issue is the short double Dutch braid hairstyle. Many players are mentioning that the light brown swatch appears blonde, which stands out because the color label doesn't match the look. Now, this is likely a tagging error and not a full texture bug, but it has become one of the most mentioned cast reports since the launch of Adventure Awaits. Now, for gameplay, the most disruptive one so far is with kids camp getaways. Players are reporting that as soon as their Sims arrive at camp, the game immediately shows the "your getaway is ending" pop-up. Choosing extend simply brings the same message back again, and one player said they tried different worlds and Sims, they tried repairing their game and tested it in a clean save, but unfortunately nothing changed. Console players are seeing the same exact issue, and some also mentioned losing funds each time they selected extend, hoping it would stop that loop. Now, there were some troubleshooting steps listed on the forums from a moderator. They mentioned renaming the Sims 4 folder, repairing the game, and testing it in a new save, but most of the replies say the error persisted even after following those steps. So for players experiencing it, kids camp getaways are effectively not very playable right now. Definitely not for everyone, but for some people, which I gotta be honest, if we're selling a $40 expansion pack, the core systems and core gameplay need to be functioning properly. It's one thing to have minor bugs, but not at this scale affecting major features. It's just unacceptable. But are we surprised? Honestly, not really. There were also a few reports describing similar reset behavior on getaways and custom venues when editing schedules. Now, it is unclear if the two are directly connected, but both do involve changes disappearing right after saving, so that is worth noting here. Now, again, it is important to reiterate all of these reports are marked as under investigation, so the Sims team is fully aware of them, they have acknowledged them, and they're looking into fixes. None of these posts have mentioned a timeline yet, unfortunately, but with so many different systems affected, it's very clear that there is a lot to patch here, and I wouldn't expect fixes for these within the coming days. It's probably going to be either a few weeks or a few months until we see any movement here. And also, many reports include tests in fresh saves without mods or custom content, and there are even console reports here as well, so I highly doubt that these are mod related. Now, if you've been playing Adventure Awaits since launch and you've noticed anything similar in this video happening in your game, definitely share your experiences below. Have you run into the saving problems or broken schedules? Are venues resetting? Or maybe you've seen that off-the-grid shower problem firsthand. Either way, the more players continue reporting these issues, the faster EA can gather the data they need for a fix. So don't only leave your responses below, but definitely head over to the forums. I will have all of these posts linked down below. And that's gonna be it from me for now. Unfortunately, I hate to make videos like this, but we have another broken, buggy pack, it seems, at least in some ways. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care and happy life simming.